The term military analyst is not a legally protected term. It's not like doctor. It's more like economist. You know, any asshole can start calling themselves one and fart out a vaguely plausible opinion on the current situation.
Good morning. Hypocritical Cappy here. I've figured it out. A lot of you are like, oh, you can't stay away. There's an element of truth to that. However, it also is, I'm on day 8 of vacation. I tried, guys. I tried playing video games and doing much of nothing and succeeded. And after 7 or 8 days of being a soy boy Democrat pussy where you're doing nothing, and even that's a lie. I mean, I went to the gym. I did some hikes. I mowed the yard. Regular old boring homeowner maintenance shit, which again, young soy boy Democrat, trust fund baby Democrat pussies. You guys inherit your parents' money, like, you know, the Bidens and then fair Trumps and Bushes, though they're not. Trump was a Democrat. I wonder how that worked out for him. I still had to get the car oil changed, caulk the cracks in the cement. Boring tedium. So there's still some industriousness, but I have 53 hours logged in now on Fire Emblem 3 Houses, which is a nice game. I had proof 53 hours of being a Democrat, not working, not contributing to society. The only way I could become a better Democrat is if you guys would pay me a welfare check or a disability check or my fifis are hurt check or I just don't want to work check. Then I could be really good as a Democrat. But I failed. And what I found is at the end of the day, if I don't do like one little bit of work just to say, okay, with the advertising dollars that came in, this paid for my sandwich, you know, with a handful of super chats kindly donated by you guys, not asking, just pointing out it is kind, it is optional that, you know, get a couple super chats. Oh, that paid for today's gas. And then I feel like a parasitic piece of shit. It's good to have regimen. It's good to have regimen. Coffee in the morning, my cocktail of vitamins and supplements at night. Go to the gym, go for constitutionals, daily constitutionals. And I come on, 7 days. The only thing I could have done to be more Democrat was to jerk off to the prawn for 8 hours a day. Then I'd have statistics and data. Okay, 53 hours on video games and interesting statistics. Don't worry, we'll get to the topic. Just chill the fuck out. I'll get to the topic. When I was doing research for A World Without Men, it's fascinating when you go and you do the research of what's out there that the internet and research has provided. I wanted to say, what are men doing aside from working and thus necessitating research? And I thought prawn was going to be up there with video. Like this would be 4 hours a day, 2 to 3 hours a day. But I guess thinking about now, 4 hours a day, how much do you need? And video games by far in terms of pure time just took the cake. Prom was only like, I don't even think 2 hours. It was like 90 minutes or something. It wasn't more than 2 hours. It was under 2 hours daily of men not doing anything. You know, you Democrat soy boys. And I was like, well, I guess. You know, conquer a game takes hundreds of hours. To rub one out, 5 minutes, right? 2 minutes if you're good at it. And yeah, that doesn't take that much time either. It kills your sex drive. It kills your desire to go out and ask girls. So there's a different effect that has. But it really isn't the time suck most people would otherwise presume. Anyway. I tried being a Democrat this week. I really tried. I C plus B minus effort. I passed, sat on my ass. But now let us do a token amount of work. I'm aware this is not a real job. And I'm going to help you out. I'm going to help you people. I'm going to help my peeps out. We're going to talk about hoarding, right? I am in the shower. Let me tell you where the girls hide their stuff. Okay, I have a rule. Got a rule at my place. This is my place. My kingdom. I view my house as this is Mine. I will kill anyone on my property. No questions. No, I don't know who you are. What do you want? One guy was lost trying to find this place. Oh, yeah. That's like a mile down the road because we don't have grids out here like streets and avenues where I live. But this is my place. Mine. That pisses a lot of people off. I exchanged my labor, my life, my finite life to afford this thing called my house. And I am the supreme ruler in my house, as should you be of your house. And, dating with the girl and dating girls in the past who came into my apartment. I was never as perfectly clean as I am now. But girls would leave things, mark their territory. Get that out of here. Tampons, what? Dude, ladies, if you're going to leave something, leave like a cute little necklace. Leave something. Don't leave a tampon. Get the fuck out of here with that. So I had training early. I didn't have it diagnosed exactly what the phenomenon was, but I do know girls like to leave stuff around, but we're going to get to why it's not just strictly women. In these instances, girls would leave shit in my place. Well, when I started getting my house and the GF started moving in, holy cow, that meme with the moving van. What was it? It's a video of a moving van driving across the salt flats. It's in the middle of the desert. This is single mom on the third date with the U-Haul moving van. And it's not conscious. It's not malicious. They don't know they're doing it. Some force compels them. Hey. There's a little shoulder devil. Hey, bring shit over. Bring shit to his place. Bring a lot of shit. Bring a lot of stuff over to his place. Yeah. Yeah, bring that hairbrush. Yeah. Bring this pair of shoes. Yeah, bring it over. I will bring it over. And I made it very clear to the GF, like, new house, okay, I know. Moving in, apartment, getting by. New house, we're purging all of our shit. All of it. And she did. We went through her. She threw out a bunch of clothes. We went through I got a good girl. We cleaned out everything, both of us. I had already purged out most of my stuff before. I've got my woman to throw away tons of shoes, tons of clothes. I am the chosen one. None of you have been able to do that. Some of you run marathons, Ironmans. Some of you have been to the moon. Have you gotten your woman to throw away like a good third of her shit she don't need? I have. Down to two boxes is all she's down left. So I'm defending her and showing you how this is unconscious. The GF has made a very concerted, conscious effort to get rid of her stuff. Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, it's your house. Yeah, it's my house. And because we got rid of us, I got a rule. All right. I like my house a certain way. Not super clean, but I don't want clutter, I got just some art. I like it the way it is. I don't want to see shit strewn about. The shit strewn about days when you're a poor 20-something, maybe even 30-something trying to get out, those days are over. There's no more shit strewn about because we need the shit, but we don't got no place to put it because there's not enough room in the one-bedroom apartment. All right. Now there's places to put things away. There are cupboards. There's a pantry. I didn't know what those were. Now I know what it is now because I have one. What's a pantry? Oh, that's a pantry. Garage helps. That's where you guys can put away your shit. Right. And everything is organized. And there's a nice peace and calm and a mental contentment that comes with a little bit of organization and not a lot of clutter strewn about. I'm like, this is a standard of living I wish to maintain. And having to go through with the GF saying, you're getting rid of all the shit that we're not using. What? No. I'm not saying it was choreless or tireless or without work. Oh my God. Everything has to be analyzed. What about, let me give you another bit of advice. If I were to do it over again, it took about 3 hours to do this. Say we have an hour. Now you need to be in the position of power that you own the house. All right. She can have her own house. You get their own money and you're not married and you're not living common law state. Okay. Just some prerequisites, but I think we went over that in 101. You got to put a time limit on it. We're going through all this in an hour. We are not analyzing or having a 5-minute discussion about each article of clothing. Because I think women's goal in life is just to consume and waste as much male lifetime as possible with inane conversations about nothing. But that's a separate conversation. If you wish to have this process expedited and not be 73 years old by the time she's done getting in. Fine. Oh, what do I do with this sock? It might go with my other shoe. Why is Aaron dead? He died of old age 40 years ago. What do I do now? I'm on a fixed income. Those Democrat soy boys I voted in should pay the Social Security. I need a reverse mortgage. I didn't own the house. Oh no, I have a worthless master's degree. Anyway, so she's aware, she's on board. I am. Put a statue of me somewhere in some city center. The man who got his woman to throw away like a third of her shit. All of her worthless crap. But today, go into the shower. Turn on the shower. And I feel at the bottom of my feet, why is the water coming above my toes? Why is it a centimeter higher? Aaron, are you that anal return? No, the world is always trying to shove a dildo in your ass. Always. And I've become acutely aware when it's just the tip is starting to poke me in my butthole. Like Vince the Masculine Geek, but he lubes his up. Oh my God, another dildo on my that's Vince the Masculine Geek. Yeah. Usually it's being worn by TJ or Rurb. And you got to be aware, you got to be attuned to how the world is always trying to shove a dildo in your ass. Say, why are my feet more wet than they normally are? And I look, and the water starting to accumulate, not a lot, but just a little bit up more than normal. And I'm looking, and there's something on top of the drain that wasn't there before. I couldn't tell you what the drain looked like before, because it's just, I don't know. I have a dream that I don't have to worry about what the drain looks like before, because the world's not constantly trying to shove a dildo up my ass. Just a world of not worrying about things. What is that, a nice world? That wasn't there before. Kind of like Orlando Bloom in Pirates of the Caribbean. Not where I left you. It's important to notice these things. This is how you're going to catch your spouse or your significant other trying to shove a dildo up your ass. I said unto myself, self, why is that there? And then I asked the GF, I said, what's that doing here? Oh, I put that there to catch my hair. Logical reason. I got a rule, though. Not one thing is allowed in my house without my permission. Like, when did you get that? It's like trying to keep contraband out of a prison. Everyone's trying to, sneak drugs or cigarettes or, metal files and cakes. Guys are guilty of this too. I'm just giving you an example. Girls are always trying to sneak in contraband into your house. Why is there an extra bottle of conditioner? Why don't you, and you all think that I'm being a Nazi about this, but if it starts with one bottle of conditioner, all of a sudden there's 18 bottles of conditioner and moisturizer and hair purifier or whatever other horse shit L'Oreal has been able to convince women they need a bottle of each of. And soon you ain't got room for your one bottle of shampoo and your one bar of Irish Spring soap. And you got to nip it in the bud, man. Nip it in the bud. Get that out of here. Dump that out. Don't ever quit. Don't ever do this. I'm like, what's this? What? And then you got to judge. Okay, this is practical. It's a flat, small piece of plastic. Like, all right, I get it. No, I'm gonna get it out and throw it away. There's new ones I got, and they always want to try something new. That was another thing I noticed. Well, I was using different ones before. Because here's another thing. Let me show you where the psychology is. We are so spoiled in this country, in this world. And women and men have so few problems that we are at a point now where I'm going to try. There's all these YouTube channels and influencers out there, consumer advocate type, and they're fine. Women love this shit. All these YouTube and influencer girls predominantly. I tried this and I tried that. And how many of you guys out there, guarantee you guys have gone through the organization containers phase? That was a thing 2 years ago. Well, all of a sudden, all the shit started being organized into containers, which I thought that's what a drawer was for. I'm like, okay, this makes sense. This doesn't. Nope, get that one out of here. No, we're not containing everything. But there's a limitless amount of things and stuff, and it never ends. We are at the point now of doing videos, figuring out what is the optimal hair-catching drain filter you put on your shower. Now, there's some practicality to that. I'm like, okay, fine, I guess. But she says, I got like 4 of them. They came in a 4-pack. Man, that Amazon and the corporation just loves filling your house with shit. They just a little bit. It's a millimeter more deep into your asshole. That dildo just wanted it, but it didn't. You got to rationalize. Okay, the dildo should be in my asshole because you get a 4-pack. You know. All right, no more. It's fine. I appreciate because that makes sense. I don't want to clean out the drain. There's thinking behind it. It's practical. But it dawned on me, even with the best trained girlfriend in the world, statue of me in the city, man who got girl, there should be a statue, girl who actually took agency and responsibility and got rid of shit. Bigger statue even. There's still that desire. And I have to imagine it's unconscious. I have to imagine it's unconscious. It's hardwired. New shit. More stuff. And in defense, you guys are not as, but almost as guilty. I'd say women want stuff more than men if I had to call it like a 60-40 thing. But I've seen plenty of my male friends. These aren't dumb people, smart people. You know what garages are for? Ah, yeah, here we go. Oh, yeah, you men are hoarders too. See, my garage, I keep impeccably clean. Right? It is organized. I want to go in. I've seen garages, right? I got shit organized. Tools are hung up. I mean, there's oil and grease and stuff. I mean, it's a garage. But things are put away where they belong. I availed myself of hanging storage. You hang it from the rafters for the stuff that you rarely use, but you need maybe once or twice a year. But my garage is people even that's a really nice garage. Yeah, it is because it's cleaned up and organized. I have friends. You know what goes in their garage? Anything but vehicle. This is Minnesota, by the way, where you can get a centimeter of ice on your car if the right sleet and water conditions, and then it freezes. And freezing rain is what they call it. You people smart enough not to live in Minnesota, you don't know what that is. I look and like, you have a 2-car garage in Minnesota, in Wisconsin. Why isn't the car in the garage? You open up the garage, whole bunch of shit of equivalent stupidity to what women buy. It's just guys' version of stupidity. I'm going to bat for you girls now. I don't know why men save ancient magazines, stacks of ancient magazines. That's an older version, but it is. I get it. I understand where you girls like. Why do guys do that? Boxes, just boxes. I don't know what's in the boxes. You guys have a shit ton of stuff from college, stuff from high school. My favorite is people who save their college textbooks, which by now you should figure out all of it was bullshit. College is a joke. And all this shit, all that knowledge, if there's any germane or important or practical knowledge, is on the internet for free. You don't need to save your college textbooks. And so the constant fighting back to nature. If I'm trying to think of something, you do it once and it's done. And even retaining walls aren't that way because you always got gravity working against those. I'm trying to think of something that's final. You do it once and it's done. You get, when you're kids, you get chicken pox, right? Or was it measles where you kiss? Joey Johnson has chicken pox. Every kid's got to go and give Joey Johnson a hug. All right. Get a hug. All the kids get chicken pox. You're done. You're done forever with the chicken pox. You got inoculated. You got you built up the antibodies or whatever it is. It's done and over. No, I think kind of like everything in life, it is a natural human instinct to always want more. And and if you'll permit me to brag a bit, I am of a precious few who I'm like, no, I don't want that shit. I don't want it. When I was younger and when there was mall culture, there's a place called Spencer Gifts, and they had the coolest, zaniest shit ever. Like, oh my God, I can't wait to pimp out my place with all that stuff. Now I'm like, nope, I don't want it. No, I got to go pay for it. Then I got to get it, which means it may or may not be delivered. Does it work? Is it what I ordered? I ordered the GF a nice, it was supposed to be a red necklace. It came back pink. Why? Because someone fucked up the mistake economy. It's not that I wasted the $7 on this cheap ass necklace. I wasted my time fucking dealing with that shit. Try to buy Atham a lighter because he uses anyway, but because he's in California, California wants me to provide my driver's license information and my name and all this other shit because it's a butane lighter, because you Californians are a bunch of fucking adult children who can't be governed by yourself. It's not worth it. Then you get it and it breaks, or you got to store it. So no, you got to shepherd it. You got to herd it. You got to babysit it. You got to parent it for the entire life expectancy of it. It's got to be put away. No stuff. I can be perfectly fine. I am at the mental state where I do not want stuff. You could offer me a free car right now, unless it was like a really nice car that I want. But like, if you offered me a car of similar value to the cars I have now, which isn't that fan, but okay, here's a good used car. No. Where am I going to put it? What am I going to do with it? Now I got to insure all this maintenance. No, I don't want no more stuff. That's a rarity. And it's a superpower if you can get it. Speaking of related, Ed Lattimore's Not Caring What Other People Think is a Superpower. Consider going and getting that book. But the average human can't. 95% of the average humans can't. Oh, like, this is a good deal. Oh, we could use that. Oh. And so to help my audience, because my audience is the best audience, because you guys listen, you might actually, not only do you listen, it's not that you listen, you're my on, haha, yay for me. It's that you seem to execute, that you guys take action, you actually do tangibly improve your lives. And this is not like a life help coach show necessarily. I just point out some interesting economic philosophical things that can help you enjoy a better life. I think most of us are on board of the, I don't want to have shit, and minimalism. It's not part of our life, but it's keeping an eagle eye out for how it creeps into not only your own psychology, but invariably the significant other that you're going to live with. And you got to understand that even the GF, who is exceptional by every measure and regard, there's still that like, what is this? What is that? And I got a great, this is why, listen to me. Listen to old man Grumster Cappy. Listen to me. Young men and ladies, if you could shut up long enough to listen, lend me your ears. I know you're living one-bedroom apartments getting by, but when it inevitably gets to having a house, you don't need a big house, but you absolutely must. She has her room, you have your room. So that when, depending on who owns the house, now ideally you have your own houses or apartments. See, I could do that with the GF because she got a place over in Minnesota, I say. She'll come in with item. Look, item. And this is stop now because she knows what's going to happen. I say, that will look great over at your place. Oh, yeah. But in the meantime, you have your own rooms in the house and you say, oh, that's going to look great in your room. That'll look great in your room. And what happens? You go to my room. This is my room. Obviously, you see it's tailored the way I like it. There's not a lot of stuff on the ground. There's 2 pieces of paper I got to put away. That's it. Right? My room's pretty smart. Her room, not so much. And it's like, oh, you want that? Oh yeah, you like that piece of furniture. Furniture's huge. A lot of cubic volume. Oh yeah, that look great in your room. Well, you like that thing. Oh, that looks great. And then there was a peak amount of stuff in the room, and then it all went away. All you got to do, there's this word called no. You say, no, that goes over there. No, that doesn't come in the house. Hey, and this is where the libertarian people, I think, I'm not joking, but I think every person should have their own place. Every person, even if you're married. And if you live together in one house, that there's a designated person, male or female, that owns the house. That's their house. But then the other person got there, and you say, you know what? since at the core level, every human is a hoarder beyond any practical use, you need a place, a reservoir to handle all that worthless horse shit. And you should have your own place. And then that way there's no argument. Oh, you like that hideous painting? Oh, you like that? I don't know what it is with gals and heavy wood furniture. It's an antique, and it looks like shit. It's an antique. As if it's like it's your child. Oh, look, my brother is getting rid of this antique. No, it wasn't even in the family. They just picked it up at a garage sale for 30 cents. 800-pound wood chest that no one uses nowadays. With those hard drawers that you gotta like yank and they make the grouping noise when you pull them out. Women love that. I don't know why. I like heavy, burdensome, ugly shit. So it's not even that it's a family heirloom. It's just it's an antique, which is kind of like saying it's your child. Like, no, that's not my fucking child. And yes, that is an antique. I guess it's 100 years old. Get it the fuck out of here and turn it into burning wood, firewood. It's not coming in here. Get it out. Don't even let it in. And then it's like you threw away your own son. But it's an antique. Good schools, parents. Don't give a fuck. And you got to be on it. Men and women. The guy, I understand you girls, it's a little harder for you to be assertive and tell men no. But you gotta, because men are going to come in with ridiculously stupid. Girls go by volume. Death by a billion mosquito bites. Men go by nuclear bombs. Death by 1 or 2 big explosions. I got a boat. It would help if you girls stopped marrying the douchebag, washed up frat bros. It would help if you girls would stop marrying the adult middle schoolers who still think it's party, bro. And they buy boats. Like Jeff Foxworthy, you may be dating, or you might be a redneck if, and then some funny self-reflective humor there. You might be married to a douchebag if he has an MBA, if he has a car lease, if he leaves his Beamer in the driveway for everyone to see, even though there might be room in the garage. Boys like toys. Toys are expensive. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm not denying that you should allow, if you want a 4-wheeler, go get a 4-wheeler. But it doesn't have, do you know a brand new Razor, like the nicer ones, are like 35 grand? 35 grand. New cars? Oh, that's a douchebag. You girls marrying these dude bro, frat boy, washed up middle school adult douchebags. I should come up with a whole scheme. Brand new car. No, brand new cars are for losers. All right. Boats. Boats are for losers. He wears sports ball. Does he watch? Okay, the occasional game, sure. You want to watch the local teams in the playoffs? Let's watch. Or they go down and watch. Okay, fine. If he's got another man's jersey, I'm sorry, you just might have married a douchebag if he's wearing a sports jersey with another man's name on it. You just might have married a douchebag if he decided to buy himself a boat. And a lot of time, these guys ain't even going to come in and ask you, which I think is important, especially you got a family. I know a guy who knew a guy. Oh God, I can say it. This guy was selling the other guy a Harley Davidson. This guy was a boomer into his 60s of retirement age, trying to anonymize it a little bit there. And the guy had the financing. He didn't have the money. He got approved for the financing to buy a Harley. Classic, washed up douchebag boomer. My dream to get a Harley and drive real slow on the Black Hills out in Sturgis to piss off my time. It's my time. You come out here, they don't ride bike. They don't know how to ride. And then it's their one time because they manage their life so inefficiently. The one time they get to go to Sturgis, and then they drive slow. Fuck the rest of the world. It's my time. I'm here now. Yeah, you're also really dangerous. That's why a lot of you end up in the hospital because you don't know how to drive. Anyway, so this is that type of guy. He had the financing. Didn't have money. He had the financing. The wife called the guy, my buddy who's selling this guy the Harley, saying, you can't sell it to him. He's like, what do you mean? He doesn't, that's not in the family budget. Like, lady, I can't stop him. Like, he has a legal right. I can't deny him. I understand your concerns, but he has approval from the bank. This is effectively his money. There's nothing legal I can do. I almost have to sell him the bike. Oh, she didn't like that. That's the stuff you girls got to look out for. It would be at this time we would teach you girls to marry sensible, financially acute, financially aware, financially sensible, responsible men. But, you know, in your 20s, you get the VTs only when the guy blows all the money in the world and buys bottle service. Then you wonder later on, after you're married to that douche hoe for 25 years, why he's racking up the family's credit card bill to go get himself a $30,000 four-wheeler. Hey, they're real fun. Oh boy, they got sports cars when they were younger. And you didn't know the difference between cash and debt. You know what a lease or a payment plan was. But it was fun, right? And then you're shocked that there's no money. Then there's divorce. Yeah. I teach you girls that, but you ain't gonna listen. Fiscally responsible. I want the party, bro. I'd be curious to see what happens to. This is not to pick on frat bros. Maybe back in the day, more modernly, looks like you're the only one standing up to Marxist woke horse shit on college campuses. But the guys would party, work hard, but play hard too, bro. Play hard too, bro. Hats on backward type of douchebag. Yeah, those guys are the ones who are going to buy expensive fucking toys because they never got out of middle school. And they still, instead of like buying the fanciest, latest pair of pants, they're now buying the Range Rover or the toys and the shit. Right? And that, because it seems to me, especially the dumber you get, and by dumber, I mean like, even like 115 IQ. Which is smarter than that. I still think 115 and below. I don't know. Maybe there's really intelligent hoarders. I don't know. Every human is just compelled genetically, biologically. For some reason, I don't know. I don't care to figure out right now. It's there. And if you can identify that and make a conscious policy-like decision, kind of how I stopped drinking, among other ways. It's like, no, it's just a policy. We don't drink anymore. Not to sound like going, we don't drink the boozies. My rumplement's the precious. It's just a policy. Now, if you could get to the psychology of Oh, wow, isn't it nice having a house with nothing to worry about? You could get to the point where you don't have to buy, maintain, and ultimately get rid of. Oh my God, throwing shit out. That's where you girls fuck this shit up. Me, I'll give you. I'm gonna give you some. Let me give you some help. Let me help out my audience a little bit more. You have, through whatever means, acquired item A. You bought it. You inherited it. Girlfriend brought it in. You saw it at a garage. Whatever. You got item A. Doesn't matter how you got it. You find out you don't need item A anymore, and it's just taking up space in your house. And now it is time to get rid of item A. The average girl is going to go through some stages. First, how dare you murder our firstborn? That's going to be the first stage. She will defend item A. All right. Okay. And then you're like, no, this is where policy come in. No, we're getting rid of item A. You could train your women into like not having, you can get them over this stage. Like, we're getting rid of item A. Okay. All right. Yeah. Thank you. Not arguing with you about worthless item A that we don't use. We're getting rid of it. Then comes the time wasters. This could be boys or girls. Oh, well, let's do a garage sale, which if you've ever done the math on a garage sale, you're making like 3 cents an hour. Your time is not worth having a garage sale. Let's list it on Facebook. Now you get, no. Your two options are you immediately, upon deciding you no longer want item A, you immediately, if the place is open, take it to Goodwill and drop it off. Done. 10 minutes of your time, it's done. Women will drag it out for 15 months. Between 2, maybe even 3. There'd be the springtime house garage sale, and then the fall time garage sale. Another spell it in, so maybe we mark it from 55 cents to 50 cents. Maybe it'll go in. Your life is too short and precious for that horse shit. You take it immediately to the Goodwill and you drop it off. If the Goodwill is not, Cappy, if there's no, let's stop. I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Assuming the Goodwill is there. If there's no Goodwill or a charity or Salvation Army type of thing to donate it at, you go to the dump. Or if it's a small enough item, you throw it in the garbage. I've even said, I could get the tax deduction at Goodwill, but I don't want to spend the hour round trip going to Goodwill. Take it, and I've thrown perfectly good shit away. Well, what if our friend, and every girl, they're all going to find some way to drag out this. Well, maybe my cousin I see once every 12 years could use it. So let's just set it aside. There's that word again. No. Take it in the garbage. Higher standard of living. And then let's say Goodwill is in town, but it's not open. Throw it in the garbage or take it to the dump. It's it. And now you're done. Now you're done. And so for my audience, for anyone listening, that, trust you me, that is the best way. The best way is to not have the shit come into your house in the first place. You guys have no idea, until you move, you guys have no idea how much your shit sucks away your life. You have no clue just how much it lessens and whittles away at your life. And if you could get to that stage where you're like, you have to view stuff as the enemy. Now, yeah, you need a computer and you need a microwave and you need practical things, but trinkets and baubles and doodad, the peak of they'll go back. The archaeologists will go back and they'll say, look at these things called Beanie Babies. Look at these, or these porcelain collector sets that all the boomer women listening to Oprah got and adorn their house. Look at all this worthless shit. Look at this. That's how much money. That's how little problems they had. Stuff is the enemy. You don't want stuff in your house. Okay? It just only stuff you use, only stuff you need. And then the nanosecond the stuff doesn't serve a purpose, you get rid of the stuff. And then you have a house you can live in and enjoy. Or an apartment. Especially that would even be more so, like, especially you younger folk who are, in a 1-bedroom or a studio. You don't have a regular house. Even more so. I remember not having a dishwasher and not having, because I only had 1 fork, 1 spoon, 1 bowl, 1 dish. I renovated my basement into like a mother-in-law apartment. Like, no, I'm washing I do not need the wiring and the plumbing for a dishwasher. No, I will wash by hand. And here I am living to talk about it. Even there, you got to run on impulse power. So link below, germane to all this, if you need a more philosophical understanding of all this and how to defend yourself against hoarders, which is every human being. I have a course called Achieving Financial Excellence. There's an Achieving Minimalism course, but that is not open all the time because I like to keep that open sparingly. But its sister companion course, which is kind of an introductory course, is Achieving Financial Excellence. And it goes into what is the point and purpose of money, not just today, but more so going forward into the future. And once you find out the purpose of money isn't to buy more stuff or a boat, bro, or for those of you with an especially small penis, a man with a jersey with another man's name on it while you watch the game, bro. And then for those of you who you don't even have a dick, I mean, it's like, it's a place where the pee comes out. That's how small your dick is. Where you watch the sports analysis go, where you actually watch ESPN. Like, okay, you could take the scores and you could learn, like, oh, hey, yeah, maybe I don't need, and then maybe a little penis would grow. Oh my God, he's got some more than stuff in his life. Oh, I got a Corvette, bro. All right, let's go to the super chats. Let's Aaron might keep now. See, 42 minutes to be guilt-free today. Isn't that nice? Maybe someone will take a course. I think the Achieving Financial Excellence course is like $100. See, then when someone takes that, I like, oh, okay, now I could afford gas for the truck. Matt, you damn right, Osborne. You didn't even pay a super chat. I said, man was made to you darn right, and you'll be happier when you work. I mean, the Democrat men would just fall apart if they actually had to work. Let's scroll. Chase Roboto, $5. Opie, Cappy's come down with the case of the unemployments unfollowed. I do not have a case of the unemployments. I will always be employed in some capacity. You can't. I guess you're born into it, or you just slated into that. You're a kid and your parents never kick you off the reservation, or you get government check somehow. You've never learned that in order to have purpose and meaning, so that you're not a sad, depressing, Adderall, horking, pot smoking fuck, that having a place to go and work is what gives you purpose and meaning at a very bare minimum level. And it's better to work than to not work. I think a lot of people never get to that stage. And that's why, like, they're all you'd think, look, you got everything bought and paid for. You get to play video games all day. You get your chicken tendies on EBT and welfare and Section 8 housing. You get put your chicken tendies in your armpit. You get to have, like, what, shouldn't you be happy and fun? No, they're all sad and depressed. I'm tired of telling them, yes, because you're not working. Hat clogs, $2. Oh, did I get that one? I always skip ahead. Hat clogs, $2. The community would like you to share your money, Cappy. Yeah, that's why I pay like roughly 38% taxes. So a bunch of people with who are raising not my kid can raise their bastard spawn. Wisdom Vision Productions, $2. Cappy and vacation go together like oil and water. Hey, I'm doing just like that. This is just, now I can go play my video games and relax. Relax. Jeremy Rivera, $5. Default setting is to consume. Consumer. Yeah, we can play that. Look at that. That's good. Like boomer, coomer, consumer. Zoomer. We don't like a company. I say stop buying their optional stuff. I get 100 excuses for why we have to buy this stuff. You don't, yeah, Jeremy, don't even bother with the other people. Forget the other people. Go get sanity is the future of wealth. The sheep are going to sheep, man. And trying to rationalize. I wasted so much time trying to rationalize and reason for their own benefit and good. No, just let them be sheep. Just let them be sheep. Nonstop Dre, $5. But Cappy, without love of family and other people, what else do people got but the desire to fill their living space with stuff to impress strangers? See, and that's the trap, Dre. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. If you had family and there was no welfare state, you'd be like, oh shit, I got to work. You wouldn't be, how can we afford the brand new razor? I would even argue if we borrowed a chapter from Islam, not saying we go full bore, but the idea of no debt, I like that very much. Like, no, you got to work for this. You don't get to play the magic trick of buy now, pay later. You got to earn it. You got to get sweat equity. But it is kind of a trap because, yeah, you're right. Without family and kids, what else is there? That's why I wrote the book, not the book of numbers, the menu, Life Without the Opposite Sex, because roughly half of women are deciding they don't want to get married or have kids. They'd like to, but not at the expense of other things. There are choices, right? Half of the people going forward by 2030 of the marrying age are not going to be married. They're not going to have kids. And so what do you do? And I would argue there's more important things. Above all else, I'm giving a little bit of the book away for free, but freedom. Freedom to do whatever you go travel, have experiences. Then I go and I list all the other things you can do. Yes, you could consume food and experiences. Can you have the occasional nice thing? Yes. I have a wheat penny, a 1909 VDB wheat penny. It's a collector penny. It takes up it's a penny. That's how much room it takes up. Is it a frivolous purchase? Yes, it was. But I always wanted it, and now I have it. I rule. But yeah, I don't show people oh my God, look at my wheat penny. I'm so good. Something I personally wanted. But yeah, without love, look at all the Sex in the City lifestyle, the dude bro lifestyle. Oh yeah, people just fill their lives with shit because their lives are shit. They're shit. You're nobody till somebody loves you. You're nobody till somebody cares. It's Dean Martin. Yeah, but without anyone to love you, you don't have to go to the stuff. Oh my God, Cap, I wish I could be like you. Like, yeah, I go hike. I went hiking yesterday, uphill, both ways. I'll take that any day over stuff. Nonstop Dre, $2. People only do funerals once. Yeah, you're right. It's one and done. Correct. A Pringles can with veins, $2. Hoard experiences, road trips, traveling, cruises. Yep, exactly. Experiences don't take up room. A lot of it all focuses on your domicile, where you live. You just look, unless you have a family, you just need a place to sleep and a nice place that you can enjoy staying and being at. So I'm all for like you get your video game console. Vince likes books, but I think life should be largely outside of your home. Bob, $2. Does your girlfriend is 6 feet tall? No, 5'11". She's tall. Pearly Things is tall. I didn't know that. Played volley. She's very tall. I think she's 6'1". I'm like, oh my God. Like she's like hugging a little child when I met her. She bent over to give me a hug. Pringles can with veins, $5. My rule is if I haven't touched it in a calendar year, I throw it away. Good for you, Pringles. Absolutely. Clothes, shoes, etc. Only exception is tools. Yeah, tools, epoxies, glues. You never know when you're going to need that. Duct tape. There's stuff I'll keep around for more than a year. Dr. Paradox, $5. According to Cap, power walking equals hiking equals work equals vacation. Okay, first, power walking is not in that formula. Hiking is not work. It is working out. Hiking is vacation, but it's also it is. I'm not saying this doesn't exist. It is real. It is true. The vast majority of humankind has been in the dichotomy of work or play, or work or leisure. You're either working or you're relaxing or having fun. One of those two. If you get to the point of financial freedom, and you don't have to work, especially for men, I can't speak for women, you're like, oh my God, what do I do? You need to do something. And so then it blurs. For example, is the gym work? It is physical labor, but am I going to an office and I'm not paid for it? It is work. It's actually it's hard labor. That's what it is. But I do it, and not even because I enjoy it, but because I want to do it. You see what I'm saying? I want to do it. Not because I enjoy it, I hate it, but I want to do it nonetheless. Hiking I enjoy. That's fun for me. But for other people, it's like cardio. You know, there's guys who lift weights. Oh, I can't stand cardio. And then there's cardio. I can't stand lifting weights. But would you consider doing your cardio exercise work or labor? And then even fun loses its dichotomous definition because the lack of there's no work anymore. There's no contrast to compare it to work. So there's no relational definition by work. So for example, playing video games. I want to play video games. I enjoy playing video games. But it almost became work. It takes time and effort and energy. And I'm on vacation. I'm like, I really need to chill out and relax and play video games. Now it becomes a chore. So also work and responsibilities and chores become something that you kind of have to do, but you don't like doing, but you want to do anyway. And fun becomes a chore that you have to do, that you enjoy doing, but there's a piece of you like, God, maybe I just want to sit and do nothing. And it blurs. And that's probably we're talking zero world problems, blurring of the worlds. But it throws your brain for a loop where you're like, am I having fun? Am I really, or am I doing it because I have to do it? And then you say, well, why don't you just relax and do nothing? Try that for 5 minutes. Sit down and do nothing for 5 minutes. Maybe you Democrat soy boys living off the government or your daddy's teat. Maybe you guys can do that for 5 minutes, but literally do nothing for 5 minutes. See what happens. Dr. Paradox, $2. Clutter is a trauma response to explain this for you. Good observation, Doc. Like how if you get a swelling, it's your body reacting to something. The stuff is a reaction. You're that good observation, Doc. Hey, the real Uncle Hector's in town. Ace Montana, private. That's almost as good as Sam Whiskey. Ace Montana and Sam Whiskey. $5. I got a small house, so I won't hoard much due to space. I got crap for turning down a bigger one, laughing all. I'm still happy with it though. You don't want a big house. My house is not that big. I've seen people like, oh my God, you gotta get this, I gotta get that, a new addition. I'm like, no. And then people come to my house and they realize, oh wow, you got a nice place. Yeah, I do. It's exactly the size you need. Yes, it is. Doc Paradox, $2. Better approach. Put 12-inch bin in driveway. Fill it. And then what? People will take it away? Well, 12-foot bin in a driveway and fill it. Yeah, that's you're not wrong. I see what you're saying. Like one of them. Yeah, like a dump trailer. And just start loading up with shit. Absolutely. The real Uncle Hector, $5. Just moved and got rid of 2 storage units costing $400 a month. Bravo. Full of antiques I inherited from dead people. Useless and valueless. Don't fall into this trap. 2 storage units. How many years? That's a retirement contribution. $400 a month for 2 storage units. How much? How much did that cost you? Ross the Skunk, $5. There's no retiring, only switching jobs, then death. I could never just not work. It's too boring. Yep. Maybe, you know what? Could you Democrat boys, could you write a book about how to not do anything for those of us industrious, not Democrat people? Explain to me what it's like. Like, how do you do it? Right? The zen of collecting a welfare check and not being a self-loathing, self-hating, despicable, depressed piece of shit. Explain, how do you do it? Explain that. Ace Montana, $2. Wendy's has a 50 tendy bucket now. Oh boy, that's gonna make That'll make the welfare collectors happy. Ooh, the EBT people. Imagine all the chicken you could put underneath your armpit. I don't know how I came up with that. I guess you would do that, right? Because you don't pay for it. You just, free shit. And you don't value anything you get, right? That's why Section 8 housing you get torn up because, yeah, of course, it makes complete sense to like torch the place. So why not put chicken tendies underneath your armpit if you're on EBT? Sean Adamson, to Australian. Here's $2 to alleviate my guilt for stirring you. Hey, you didn't stir me. It didn't bother me. This is all good. It's all good. All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Link below. Achieving Financial Excellence. It's available on, what the hell is the platform? Dude, there's so much stuff. Teachable. So if you don't see a link down below, get your financial shit together. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.